We have two ICANNs that we're going to be looking at today. I can browse a source and figure out if it has the information I'm looking for, and I can evaluate whether an internet source contains accurate or correct information. A source is a place where you get information. It might be a book, it might be a magazine, a newspaper, it might be an internet website. And today we are going to start the research process and look at the research steps, but we're not actually going to start recording any research today. That will happen on Thursday. So when you're following the research steps, the first thing you have to do is get a topic, and you've all been assigned a country. I did attach to Google Classroom the country assignments in case you forgot what country you have or how to spell it. After you get your topic, then you browse through some sources. Because of the COVID this year, we aren't going to be able to look at books, but we can definitely look at some internet websites. And you want to browse these first. And if you remember, browsing or pre-reading means looking at the text features, skimming the text. And in this case, you want to make sure it has the information you're looking for. You don't want to be using a website or putting a website in your bibliography if it does not have the information you're looking for. I'm sure that you could find many wonderful websites that talk about different things about your country, but we want to really focus in on these main things: the food, the clothing, language communication, shelter or housing, arts and recreation, religion, landforms, and tourist attractions or other interesting facts. So you don't need anything on education or technology. You just want to hone in on those. If you find that a website has information that you're going to use, you bookmark that on your computer. And that's right in the top bar. And you just put bookmark this website or this page. And this way you'll have that information when you write your bibliography, because you always need to give credit to where you're getting the information. But we'll talk about that in a different lesson. Now, I do want to go over what makes an internet source credible or reputable, or it has accurate, correct information. So because you're not going to just be jumping on and finding information anywhere, you really got to figure out, is this website kind of telling the truth? And some ways to do that are, what domain does it end in? Is it a .edu or a .org? Those are the best domains. You can use a .com site, but be careful. Oftentimes, .com is trying to sell you something, where .edu or .org are trying to teach you something. The next thing you want to look at is review the source information at the bottom of the website. So you scroll all the way down, and in little writing, usually slanted or a little bit light gray, it will say who the author is, when the information was last updated. I would say if the author's like National Geographic, then that's probably a reputable site. But if it's Courtney Maines from Saco Middle School, I probably didn't go over and I'm not a researcher on a country. When was the information last updated? If it was last updated like 20 years ago, it's probably not current. And how much source information does the page have? If there's no author or no date last updated, it's probably not a credible site. So we've really got to be experts and think about what sites we're using, and not just taking information because we Googled our country and it brought us to a certain website. Google is not a source. You can Google Malaysia clothing. That's fine. Whatever website Google brings you to is your source. And you want to be careful, because Google might be trying to sell you a shirt from India when you're trying to figure out what types of clothing people in India wear. Wikipedia is not a credible source. People can get on there and edit and change any information they want. You are not to use Wikipedia or ask.com. I'm going to cross that right out. Beware of fake websites. Typically, we have Miss Kathleen from the library has come down and taught a lesson where she's had all the students get on this website about an island for dogs or Dog Island. And there's hotels for dogs, grocery stores for dogs. It's all 100% fake. On top of that, Mr. Ledbetter in the past has had kids go on to look at this tree octopus, which is a total fake animal. But someone created a website about it, and people believe it's real. So you really have to look with a sharp eye to think, is this information correct? Is my website credible? Not just take it for, you can Google your country and what you're looking up, but you want to be looking at the source information, the domain that it ends in. Is it a credible website to get information from? So today you're just going to browse some websites. I did list a couple of helpful websites on the stream, as well as I attached this page. And you're going to bookmark websites that you might want to use for your research on Thursday. Do not start researching right now because I haven't taught you how to do that. So today we're really just bookmarking those websites and thinking about, is my internet source credible and does it have the information that I need for my research project? Then on Thursday, we'll be able to have some websites ready to go to start some researching. And that's our lesson for today.